What's going on, all you creeps out there? Your two favorite horror fanatics are back once again for the 31 Days of Horror 2023. And we're back with a movie that was directed by the director of X, Pearl, and the Innkeepers. We're talking about Ty West's 2009 horror movie, The House of the Devil.
Are you not the babysitter?
Oh my god.
Talk to me, Lord. Talk to me.
That's right. These two wild Halloween enthusiasts are back for more horror movie reviews. We've been having a great time this month. That's, favorite time of the year. But we're revisiting Ty West's film from 2009, one of his early flicks, House of the Devil. I remember watching this, a few years after it was released and really having a good time with it. But revisiting this, essentially this girl, it takes place in 1983. She's a struggling college student. She gets a gig as a babysitter at this creepy house and finds out what lies within the house.
All takes place under the backdrop of this once in a lifetime lunar eclipse that's going to be happening. And you see that through news segments on the TVs in the background throughout the movie. This movie reminded me a lot of an 80s movie. It looks like it's shot during the 80s. It looks like something that we watched back in the 80s. It has that feel that Ty West is going for. And the way he shoots this movie, it really feels like that. Some of the camera the tricks he did with the camera, the segments where she's Samantha's walking in the beginning of the film, and then it has like a quick slow-mo shot of her and it stops, and then it has the credits on that. It reminded me a lot of older horror movies back in the 80s. A cool premise. She's like a babysitter. She needs money to save up, and then she sees this ad that she pulls off like a piece of paper on a bulletin board and calls, and who answers but Tom Noonan's Mr. Ullman. He needs somebody basically to stay at the house. His mother's older, and he needs somebody there to kind of make sure nothing bad happens. She doesn't have to do much. He just needs somebody there just for in case of an emergency. And at first, Samantha's basically says no thanks, but he sweetens the deal, increases the amount of money, and she decides to take the job. And that's when things go terribly wrong as the night goes on.
Yeah, she's out there with her friend Megan, an actress you guys might know, Greta Gerwig, that really small movie called Barbie that just came out. That's a massive global hit. Plays a character in this supporting role, essentially as Megan, her friend. They show up at the house, and she's with her friend, and she's like, yeah, we shouldn't be here. This place is creepy. Let's get the hell out of here. She's like, no, I'm going to get paid all this money. She's like, it's too good to be true. And obviously doesn't end too well for Megan's character, played by Greta Gerwig, a really great practical effects scene right early in the movie.
Yeah, I love the practical effects on this movie. He does it old school and does it right. Really feels like a movie from the 80s. A horror movie from that genre, from that the time frame, and having to do with with the full lunar eclipse. And then as the story unfolds and you find out what's going on, it has to do with satanic worshiping basically, and needing a sacrifice, a human sacrifice. That's where old Samantha comes into play. She gets basically trapped in the house and uncovers what's going on in the creepy cellar, and needs to escape as soon as she can. It's a really creepy movie. It's really well done. Ty West, you could tell he was on the up and up here. I could see a bright future for him after watching this film. Had a great time with that. And I thought Jocelyn Donahue as Samantha, she was a really good lead, a relatively unknown. And much like Jamie Lee Curtis did in Halloween, I thought she, was pretty good for a scream queen in this film.
Yeah, the old final girl, huh? In this film.
Yep.
Yeah, Jocelyn Donahue was really fantastic in this movie. Really great. Never seen her in any other movies until this one, and I thought she did a great job. Much, like 80s slasher movies, this is totally the take, and Supernatural all kind of wrapped into one. But yeah, definitely right out of the 80s catalog with this, and that was the whole point, being in 1983. Even the font behind me early on in the movie just pops out at you. It's something you'd see like Friday the 13th or, movie back then, Terror Train or something like that. But yeah, definitely really well done movie. Really fun rewatch of this. Jocelyn Donahue, Tom Noonan, huge fan of his, Frankenstein from Monster Squad in this. you know, people in this cult essentially, and, you know, the supporting cast and music, but really the practical effects take you back to that 1980s. Really well done. And Ty West, always a director you want to keep an eye out for, and especially in the horror genre, always putting out something unique and original, and also paying homage to films of the past. Really fun movie to watch during 31 Days of Horror. Definitely one of my favorite Ty West movies for sure. And a movie that I highly recommend. We highly recommend. So that being said, I'm going to give House of the Devil, directed by Ty West and written by Ty West, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 devil hair pieces.
I reviewed this a long time ago, a written review. So this was the first time rewatching it after that. And I enjoyed it just as much, if not more, the second time. You mentioned, you know, being the nostalgia factor and, you know, paying homage to, you know, movies and filmmakers of the past. There's a shot of Night of the Living Dead on the TV. So definitely he's throwing, you know, kudos to George Romero. Also the cemetery scene, that was definitely a nod and to Romero. And then, like we mentioned earlier, with, you know, John Carpenter, obviously, and all the big horror directors of the time, he definitely pays kudos to with this film. He mixes all those into one movie, this feels like, and really enjoyed it. If you guys haven't seen this, this is one of those movies that not a lot of people have seen. It's one that kind of fell through the cracks, but it's definitely worth visiting this Halloween season. So with that being said, I am going to give Ty West's 2009 horror film, The House of the Devil, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Tom Noonan hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you masked assailants out there. What did you like about The House of the Devil? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite Ty West movie? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these ghouls on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news and reviews.
We're doing the damn thing this Halloween season. Coming back all 31 days for the 31 Days of Horror 2023. So many tricks and treats left to give you guys all month long. We thank you guys so much for watching our review of Ty West's The House of the Devil. So until the next 31 Days of Horror movie review, I'm Uncle Tom Noonan.
And I'm Uncle CC DeVille. It was the House of Horrors and the House of Horrors. Until the next horror movie review.
Cheers.